Welcome to Japan Deep Inside Watch. Today, we will take a deep dive into Japanese politics. The big question on everyone's mind is who will be the next leader of Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party, and therefore, possibly, Japan's next Prime Minister? To help us understand, I'm joined by Professor Tanaka, an expert on Japanese politics. Why is there a leadership race now? Professor Tanaka, why is Japan choosing a new leader right now?
Well, it all started on September 7th. Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, who also served as president of the Liberal Democratic Party, or LDP, announced his resignation. This came after the party suffered a major defeat in the July upper house elections. Now, the LDP must choose a new president, and that election is scheduled for October 4th. At this moment, we expect 5 candidates to run. How does the LDP choose its leader?
So, how exactly does the LDP leadership election work?
That's a key question. The LDP has 2 methods: a vote based on the party's election regulations, or, in emergencies, a vote by its parliamentary members alone. This time, the full party election system will be used. Here's how it works. There are 295 LDP members of parliament, each with 1 vote. Then, there are about 1 million general party members across Japan. Their votes are converted into the same weight, another 295 votes in total. So, the first round has 590 votes, 295 MPs, 295 party members. If a candidate wins more than half, he or she becomes the new president immediately. But if no one gets a majority, the top 2 candidates go to a runoff. In this second round, only MPs 295 votes plus 47 votes from each prefectural chapter, a total of 342 votes, decide the winner. Segment 3. Does the LDP leader automatically become prime minister?
So if someone wins the LDP presidency, does that automatically make them Japan's prime minister?
Not necessarily. Traditionally, yes, because the LDP and its coalition partner, Komeito, held a majority in the lower house of parliament. In that situation, the LDP president automatically became prime minister. But now the situation is different, both in the lower house and the upper house. The LDP Komeito coalition has lost its majority, so when the Diet votes to choose the prime minister, it's possible the LDP candidate could lose, especially if the opposition unites. Last October, in fact, the LDP failed to win a majority in the lower house election. During the parliamentary vote for prime minister, no candidate won in the first round, but in the runoff, opposition parties could not unite. So, Ishiba was re-elected, despite leading only a minority coalition. This time, however, things could play out differently, especially if the right-wing candidate wins the LDP leadership. That could encourage opposition parties to unite against him. Segment 4. Why coalition politics matters.
It sounds like coalition politics will be critical. Could you explain why?
Exactly. Japan's political system requires cooperation between both houses of parliament to pass laws or treaties. Both the lower house and the upper house must approve. For the budget, the lower house has the final word. But to issue government bonds, including deficit-covering bonds, a special law must also pass both chambers. Since the ruling coalition lacks an upper house majority, they can't freely pass legislation or even secure the budget. That's why the LDP must seek new coalition partners to restore stability. Segment 5. Possible coalition partners.
So, who could the LDP partner with?
There are several possibilities. Nippon Isshin no Kai Japan Innovation Party, a regional party based in Osaka. Originally founded by lawyer-turned-politician Toru Hashimoto, it has strong support in Osaka, but weaker appeal in Tokyo. Its neoliberal policies could clash with Komeito, possibly forcing Komeito out of the coalition. Constitutional Democratic Party (CDP), the largest opposition party, rooted in Japan's old socialist and democratic traditions. Some talk about a grand coalition between the LDP and the CDP, but in reality, it's very difficult. Their bases compete directly in elections, making cooperation unlikely. Democratic Party for the People, DPP, a centrist, moderate conservative party led by Yuichiro Tamaki, a former finance ministry official. It has growing support in urban areas, backed by big labor unions and corporations like Toyota. The DPP could be the safest coalition partner for the LDP, though they may demand tax cuts as a condition. In some scenarios, Tamaki himself could even become prime minister in a coalition deal. Sansi, the Party for the People's Participation, a newer party that surged in the recent upper house elections, known for anti-vaccine and anti-globalist rhetoric, as well as the slogan Japan First. Many moderate LDP lawmakers dislike the idea of partnering with them. Still, if numbers become tight, they could be considered a last resort partner. Other parties, the Japanese Communist Party, Reiwa Shinsengumi, and the Social Democratic Party, are too far left for any coalition with the LDP. The Japan Conservative Party, though ideologically close to the LDP, has long criticized it, and is unlikely to join forces soon. Segment 6 Conclusion.
Professor Tanaka, thank you for that clear explanation. So, to summarize, the LDP leadership election on October 4th will decide the party's next leader. But because the ruling coalition is now a minority, that leader may not automatically become prime minister. And to govern effectively, the LDP will likely need to rebuild its coalition. Whether with Ishin, the DPP, or, in extreme cases, smaller rising parties like Sanseido. This makes the upcoming race one of the most unpredictable in recent Japanese political history.
Exactly, the LDP's choice, and its coalition strategy, will shape Japan's political direction for years to come.
That was today's deep dive from Japan Deep Inside Watch. If you found this video helpful, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell, so you won't miss our next update where we will analyze the 5 individual candidates for LDP president. Thank you for watching.